All right, guys, welcome to First and Goal. I'm your host, Flavo Ariana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so we're going to do predictions for this NFL divisional weekend. All right, we got two games today. First game starts in about 45 minutes. It's the uh, Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans, and then followed up by the primetime game. The Green Bay Packers are going to be hosting the San Francisco 49ers. And then tomorrow, we are having the LA Rams going into Tampa to face Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And then we're going to have, in the evening, we're going to have Patrick Mahomes hosting the Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills, led by Josh Allen. All right, that right there, the evening game for tomorrow would be a rematch of what ended up happening last year. Okay, obviously with the infamous Stephon Diggs looking at the Kansas City Chiefs parading and celebrating after their victory, taking them back into the Super Bowl. Okay, but we're gonna kick it off with the first game of the NFL divisional weekend, hosted by the Tennessee Titans taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. So, guys, all right, huge game. Number one seed, Tennessee Titans. They had a week off. Obviously, the number one seed in both the AFC and the NFC will take a week off. Both number one seeds are going to be playing tonight. Packers had a week off as well, but we're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans and the Bengals. Titans, they get back Derrick Henry. Huge addition. Okay, just because we know what Derrick Henry means to the Tennessee Titans group. All right, he led the NFL in rushing, I believe, in 8 games right before he ended up going down for injury, and he was leading the NFL for quite some time. I mean, he was on pace for a very historical record. They were saying that he possibly could have broken the single season rushing yard record just because we had that extra game, that 17th game. But it just happened to come out that, he ends up having a plantar fasciitis. I believe he ended up breaking the foot, and then they had to install the steel plate onto his foot for allowing Derrick Henry to recover, and he actually excelled the process. Usually that type of an injury is about a year, but this guy ended up speeding up the process, and he says he's good to go. He has a steel plate on his foot. He says he hasn't lost a step. That's concerning if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan, because of the fact that you saw how Tennessee dominates the football game, led by Derrick Henry. They're going to play good defense. They're going to try to pressure the quarterback, which Cincinnati's offensive line isn't that great whatsoever. Burrow has been the most sacked quarterback in the NFL so far this season. All right, you see a lot of his highlights. He's running out of the pocket, trying to buy some time just to try to throw it to T. Higgins or Jamar Chase or whatever. Taj Boyd or Tyler Boyd. I'm sorry, Taj Boyd was the quarterback, third string quarterback for the Jets many moons ago. But yeah, guys, I just see what's it called. That would be the keys to victory for the Tennessee Titans, is to play in that type of manner. My problem is, are they going to be able to sustain the lead or hold on to the lead? Because Ryan Tannehill is a decent quarterback. Is he a top 10 quarterback like A.J. Brown was recommending? No, he is not. I mean, the guy had, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions this year. That doesn't screen top 10 quarterback, in my opinion, okay? Nor with these NFL aficionados. So, what I believe, the keys to victory for the Tennessee Titans has to be, they're gonna have to stop Joe Burrow. They're gonna have to pressure him up the middle, forcing him to throw the football a little bit earlier than when he needs to. Okay, or instead of rushing him up the middle, Tennessee's edge rushers are gonna have to make sure they're gonna have to close in that gap, forcing Burrow to go up into the pocket, and then hopefully you have enough time to sack him in that manner. And if not, then he's gonna have to throw the ball quick, and hopefully, you have like Kevin Byard intercepting the pass. And then after that, you take away possession from Cincinnati. And then if you're Ryan Tannehill, you give Derrick Henry the football. You run the football. You throw a little quick slants to A.J. Brown and to your receivers, okay? And you try to make very minimal amount of mistakes, okay? But in my opinion, do I see that type of scenario happening? It's very possible, but I'm not banking on that because I just don't have all the confidence in the world in Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, to me, I just won't get it out of my head that they had a huge lead against Kansas City, and then within the blink of an eye, Kansas City bounces right back. I mean, they still had Derrick Henry. They still had A.J. Brown. I believe they had Corey Davis, if I'm not mistaken. All right, they had weapons. If it was any other quarterback, all right, they would have been able to hold on to the lead, and they would have been able to advance into the Super Bowl. But that did not happen, okay, because of the fact that Ryan Tannehill, he's a running quarterback, but he's not your prolific passer, all right, and he's not gonna make. He's more of a glorified game manager, and I just don't see in today's day and age you can have a glorified game manager and take you all the way to the Super Bowl. That's why I'm gonna be picking Cincinnati, even though with the bad offensive line, all right, with the defense not being the greatest, I have more confidence in Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was the sole reason why they were able to get past the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, his connection with Jamar Chase is impeccable. Okay, his connection with T. Higgins is impeccable. Plus, you have Joe Mixon in the backfield. All right, he is no Derrick Henry. All right, but he ain't no slouch either. And you have decent tight ends. You have Tyler Boyd, that's your third receiver right there. You have more weapons than what Tennessee has to offer, okay? I understand that Tennessee already knows their format of what they have to do. They already know what type of team they are. But I just firmly believe that Joe Burrow, he has been in these type of game atmospheres, time in and time again. Whether it's in the pros, all right, which last week, or he's done it in college where he ended up playing in LSU, in the SEC conference, okay, playing in high-level games, playing against teams like Alabama, playing against teams in the national championship game, in the Sugar Bowl or whatever, the Rose Bowl, whatever you can name it. The guy has been there, done that, even at a young age. I have all the confidence in the world. All right, he's already set the standard. He wasn't really impressed that he got a victory in the postseason, okay? He says that should be the standard for Cincinnati football. I firmly do believe that the Bengals are going to be able to get through the Tennessee Titans. I'm calling right now. It's going to be the upset. It's going to be the upset of the weekend. Cincinnati defeats Tennessee, okay? They defeat them 31-22, okay? Cincinnati, you're gonna have to contain them to at least under 25 points, just because in the last 9 games they have been scoring above 25 points. They have already won 5 of their last 9 games. All right, well, 5 of their last 9 games they ended up scoring above 29 points. They ended up scoring 41 against the Steelers. They ended up scoring 32 against the Raiders. They ended up scoring 41 against the Ravens, 34 against that great game in against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then they ended up scoring again against the Raiders in Wild Card Weekend, 26 points. So I firmly do believe that you're gonna have to try to contain Joe Burrow to under 25 points. And do I really do believe that Mike Vrabel and his crew are gonna be able to contain Joe Burrow to under 25 points? I just don't think so. I think Joe Burrow is gonna be able to score at least 3 touchdowns, or if not 2 touchdowns, and then have Mixon, run for a touchdown or whatnot. And that's going to be the ball game right there, because I just can't see Tannehill playing catch-up. Whenever he plays catch-up, he makes mistakes, and then that means you're eliminating the fact of Derrick Henry running the football. And I believe that's what's going to happening in the next 45 minutes. All right, going into Game 2 for Saturday, we're going to have 49ers at Green Bay facing Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, okay? 49ers had a great game last week, all right? They should have blown out the Cowboys, all right? If Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't the quarterback, they should have blown out the Cowboys by at least 25 points, all right? Good game. Deebo Samuel is the truth, all right? That guy is a real stud. I'm a huge fan of his. I mean, the guy could throw the football. He's a power runner from the backfield. He can catch the football. You throw it to him in a slant. Good luck trying to tackle him one-on-one. This guy's a very, ferocious, brutal of a person to try to take down, because he's violent when he's running the football. Okay. Jimmy Garoppolo, whenever he has an interception, the 49ers usually don't win the ball game. But whenever Jimmy Garoppolo is being the typical game manager that he's supposed to be, limiting with turnovers, all right, making key passes when it's needed to, converting on third down, all right, making sure you're making the right football decision, having a good level high IQ, which I believe that he does. 49ers have a good chance of winning this ball game. And plus, you have Nick Bosa, who is, I believe, a game time decision, if I'm not mistaken. If he's able to play, that's a huge factor because I believe the Packers are getting David Bakhtiari back. So that's a good matchup if you want to, focus in on matchups from the defense and offensive end. My thing is, I think since the Packers are playing at home, they have the frozen tundra as their weapon. Okay, they know how to play in cold weather games. I firmly do believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to come out as the victors in today's game. All right. I believe Aaron Rodgers is going to just do more than what he has to. All right. He's going to probably carry the offense, carry the team entirely. I think that the running game is going to be stopped by the 49ers, forcing Jimmy Garoppolo to try to defeat you. All right. And I'm always going to pick Green Bay. I'm always going to pick Aaron Rodgers over Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they're going to look at the tape that ended up happening 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game, and they're going to try to figure out on how to stop the run. They're gonna have to figure out a way on how to contain Deebo Samuels, which that's an issue, let alone itself, right? You're gonna have to figure out on how to stop him from the backfield. You stop him from the backfield, then you're gonna have to make sure that he doesn't get any good reads, when he's playing in the wideout position. Okay, you also have Brandon Ayuk on the other side of Deebo Samuel, and you also have George Kittle. Decent amount of weapons for the 49ers that they have to play with, but I just think overall, Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams, with Aaron Jones, with A.J. Dillon, okay, Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, all right, and the crew. I believe even without a Robert Tonyan, I think the Green Bay Packers have more than enough to get through by the 49ers, and I believe they'll be advancing to their NFC Championship. I believe this is like the fourth or fifth time in the last 8 years or 9 years that Aaron Rodgers has already been going to the championship game. Hopefully he gets it done. I'm really banking on Aaron Rodgers to get this one done, and I'm sure he will. All right. Moving on, we have Rams at Buccaneers. All right. Matthew Stafford looked great against the Arizona Cardinals. He was at SoFi Stadium in his home playground. All right, getting his first NFL playoff win. Long overdue. He was in Detroit. He was stuck in Detroit for many, many years playing on bad teams. We always knew that he had the talent. We always knew that he had the ability to, have the ability to win playoff games and stuff like that. But the mess that's in Detroit, man, the Lions just can't get it done. And I'm very glad to see that Matthew Stafford was able to get it done. Led by, he had help with Odell Beckham, Cam Akers. You have Cooper Kupp. I know Robert Woods. He's out for the year. But I believe, this should be a very exciting matchup. Now Stafford's going to be facing the GOAT, Tom Brady. My question is, what version of Tom Brady are we going to see? And what game plan are they going to end up having? Because Matthew Stafford could fling that football, all right, and, he could throw the ball 60 yards, no problem, to Odell Beckham, and that right there is 6-7 points, okay? I have a feeling that Bruce Arians and the crew, all right, led by Byron Leftwich, led by Tom Brady, I believe they're going to end up running the football. I see this being a very run-heavy type of a game, a very nitty-gritty type of game, where Tom Brady's going to try to eliminate possessions from Matthew Stafford, because I believe Matthew Stafford, especially in that hot weather in Tampa, okay, I firmly do believe that Leonard Fournette, you're going to have the running game, you're going to have a bunch of jet sweeps by Scotty Miller, okay? I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get it done, and they end up defeating the LA Rams. Give or take, I don't know, 27-19. Matthew Stafford throws an interception on his final drive, and Tampa Bay secures the victory. And then lastly, the big one, Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be facing what seems to be most likely his arch nemesis as of right now, this early in their careers, against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills look fantastic. All right, they look fantastic. I remember I picked Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to defeat the New England Patriots. I just wasn't sure, what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a tough, nitty-gritty ball game. Never seen a Bill Belichick team not show up like that. They ended up getting blown out. I believe it was like 44 or 47-14 Bill Belichick's team's never. I've never seen a Bill Belichick team get blown out like that. Actually, I think I've seen it one other time, and that may have been the Kansas City game where Belichick was pissed off, and it was the infamous quote of "On to Cincinnati." All right, this is a very tough game. It's probably gonna be a very cold game as well too. I firmly do believe that it's gonna end up coming down to maybe 1 or 2 plays, and I just think that Patrick Mahomes is gonna be able to get it done. I think that I know Buffalo has a very good defense, but they're very dependent on Josh Allen. Josh Allen, generates over 60% of their touchdowns, 70% of their touchdowns. They don't really rely on Zachary Moss and Devin Singletary, okay, like that. Everything is Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen. All right. I think that the fact that he's so dependent, I think they're gonna have a game plan around him, and I do feel that Patrick Mahomes is gonna be able to outscore Josh Allen, and I think it's gonna be a decently high game. I have it 35-31 Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes throws 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Josh Allen rushes for a touchdown, throws 2 rushes for a touchdown, throws for 2 touchdowns. But overall, I feel like there's gonna be a play in the game, probably an interception, probably a fumble, probably not being able to convert on 3rd down, where it forces the Buffalo Bills to turn over the football or punt the football to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going to be able to capitalize and gain that momentum. That's just my opinion. Those are my takes as for what's going to happen for Divisional Sunday. Guys, can't wait to see what's going to happen. In less than 25 minutes, we're going to have Bengals and Titans. Till then, guys, I am Flav Oriana. Thank you for tuning in to my predictions for Divisional Sunday. Thank you for tuning in to First and Goal. Please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys, and have a good one. See ya.